Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck this place!
That's okay. There we go.
I felt like my job was kind of like, hey, you've kind of been covering all this whole time anyways. You want to keep covering?
Huh.
No,
I
don't.
do love that. I do love that some employers believe that shifts into infinity is only a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, what if you worked more? Wouldn't that be so good for you?
Wouldn't that be crazy if you were here even longer?
More money is nice, but that's
And that's what they always say. They always say, like, "Oh, it's gonna be more
Yeah.
money," and you're like, "Yeah, but I don't. I'm.
Think
I've
about all that
covered
money
every
you're
shift in
gonna have
July."
Retired, laying on your couch.
I don't know what the number is, but it's somewhere around $40 an hour that you couldn't pay me to work more.
yeah.
I don't know what the number is, but it's like it's high. It's high, but it's also, it's low, but it's also strangely high. Anyway, I don't have the math on that. I am not an astrophysicist.
Not. Oh, sorry.
What?
I said not. You said astro. I said not.
Oh, I'm not an astro.
I just had an incorrect guess as to where you were going.
We will start the podcast now. I should intro us. Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and with us today, another fantastic comedian. You have seen her works in both the Reductress and the Hard Times. I believe she's a co-producer of cult comedy here in Los Angeles. I did a show recently with her. She was awesome. With us today, Aviva Siegel. Aviva, how are you?
I'm good.
That is very good.
Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Welcome to the hot box. What if we were those
shit.
guys? Let's not be those guys.
Am I gonna get grilled
At
in the
all.
hot box?
No, but you just reminded me that there's a game. Well, I get that I very much enjoy. If anyone wants to steal this game, it's a getting to know you game. It's called the Hot Seat. Okay, everyone's familiar with a hot seat. It's a seat where you get a lot of questions, but there's a specific way of doing it where it's like someone sits in the hot seat and you get 3 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever time that you want it, and anybody can ask them any question they want, which is like, well, that's a little dangerous, right? But there's one rule, and that's if the person in the hot seat does not wish to answer the question, then the person who asked the question must answer it. So essentially, you never ask a question that you yourself are not willing to answer. I mean, it's a little bit of a governor on the situation. I'm not saying I've been, I haven't been in that many versions of this game where things have gotten out of hand, but it's a nice, I've done it for new people at work or whatever. Not at job. Anyway, that's unprofessional, but I worked in like a team where we were like in the field, like we dug holes a lot, and so we're like, let's play this game because we were just sitting at lunch board. Anyway, in case
You're digging holes?
It was, I mean, to some degree, yes.
Chase, Aviva, Chase has had every job on the whole planet Earth.
I don't think that's not entirely true,
I
but
mean,
this
at the
job
point
on
you're like, I had
planet
a job
Earth-
digging holes.
This job was an AmeriCorps job, and we were doing like plant restoration and stuff. So in
cool.
essence, very frequently we were digging holes to either take a plant out of, that was very common, or put a plant into, slightly less common.
It's pretty straightforward.
It wasn't like, it wasn't like infinite holes, it was like certain depth, and then you're done and you move on to a different hole. But we were digging holes. So yeah, like conversation was important because we were like, all we're doing today is, in some cases, you're just like, that like ivy that's just like everywhere, like that people use for, that's super invasive, and especially in Oregon where I was. And so we just literally be like, all right, there's the woods. Just everybody go with your bare fucking hands, go pull that up. And that's what we do for hours. So you got to find something to, it's only so long you can think of all the state capitals, And then you're like, I'm just never going to know the capital to Nebraska. I'm just not going to know it. And we don't have to.
I think it's that's Kansas's Topeka. I'll
Nebraska, Lincoln, I want to say.
Yep, it is Lincoln. It is Lincoln. You're right.
So that's that. But Aviva, we should jump into our first segment that we do on every podcast. Although this segment's a little bit different this time for friends and family. What we typically do at the beginning of every podcast, we do this thing called "Fuck This Place?" ? Where we decide if we would work somewhere or not. Today we're doing a slightly different segment where we look at job posts. And we're on Craigslist a lot for this podcast. And as it turns out, there's a lot of people who write super weirdo, creepy posts. And so we have a game that we call Dumb or Murderer, where we look at Craigslist posts and we decide if the person who's posting them is just a dumb person, which is common, or if they're a murderer, also feels somewhat common on Craigslist. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the title to 3. Just like we're browsing through Craigslist, I'll read the title to 3. You'll pick the one you for sure don't want to look at, and then we'll look at the other 2. And we'll decide if they're dumb or they're murderers or whatever. So title number 1 is Male Seeks Weight/Cardio Enthusiast. Seems innocuous. Title number 2 is Tonight is the Night. And I should say night is spelled N-I-T-E, like Nick at Night. You know what I mean? It's not a full night. And then the last post is male little person needed. Oh. So which one is a for sure not going to click on to find out what's going on? The Male Seeks Weight/Cardio Enthusiast. Tonight is the night. Male little person needed, not wanted.
Wait, which one would I not go
Which one are you
for?
for sure like no way?
Okay, tonight is the night I'd say it's the most suspicious to me. There's very little information there.
Also the night, N-I-T-E. Nobody is nobody, even if you're texting someone like, I'll see you. I guess I've said tonight, for fun, but otherwise any stranger saying night, N-I-T-E, there's going to be a moon portrait of somewhere.
Yeah. I think you got it right with the Nick at Night thing as being the last time that was okay.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. So when did Nick at Night finish? Are they done? I don't know.
I know. And then also, whatever it is, that means that you have to meet this person at night.
It's going to be at night.
It's going to be at night.
Yeah, it's immediate danger.
Yeah, I need less light. I want less light. Let's go when there's not any more light.
It didn't even say street lamp in the post. Okay, so let's take a look at post number 1, which is going to be Male Seeks Weight/Cardio Enthusiast. And I would say the title alone is not super alarming, and there's no pictures, and we'll get into the text. So if you're listening, heads up. It says athletic, health conscious, non-smoker preferred, leaner built, friendly, a lot of adjectives here, middle-aged, single, white, female, SWM, right? Male. I assume that means that you're a male or that I'm the male seeking. I'm not familiar exactly with the syntax here, but anyway, seeks. Oh, this is. Okay, sorry. Seeks same qualities in enthusiastic, active guy, approximate age 20 to 60. Huge range.
Massive range. Let me narrow it down. 20 and 60.
Look, we're not letting everybody in the door.
I want to feel like these people are at whole different points in their lives and levels of maturity and experiences.
Yeah. So now that I read the whole sentence, or the first clause, I should say, this is the person. I am the athletic, health conscious, non-smoker preferred, leaner built, friendly, middle-aged, single white male, and I am seeking the same qualities in an enthusiastic, active guy. Great. To be mutual weight training / cardio monitor / spotter. These are things that people do. Should we ask for them on Craigslist? I don't know. The ad continues, says $40 per 2-hour session. Decent coin, but you'll be working out as well. May include some downtime / chill for conversation.
Wait, is it important that a person who is your spotter is like you in every way? Is that important?
I don't necessarily. I am not entirely sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I think that. I think that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Nick. You're probably the one who's lifted the heaviest things out of the trio here.
Wow.
Just a guess in the bench department. If someone's spotting, do you have to be? You don't have to be that strong to spot somebody in that maneuver. You're really just helping them in case things go wrong.
Typically, you're just helping them get the bar off of the rack it's on.
Okay.
It's like trying to start and finish is all
right,
you need.
Right.
The strength, and if they're really struggling, then
you're doing
help
20%.
them a little bit. But this is about them being able to lift the weight, not about you guys together lifting the weight. This feels like this guy has remembered every compliment he's ever been given. All in that first line.
Well, you seem health conscious.
Yeah. And so, I would say you're leaner built and friendly. So, okay. But it just is a long way to go, like to say, hey, looking for a bud.
looking for a pal.
Just need someone to hang with.
Yeah. Also, again, we do have to finish the post. There's only like one sentence left, but like the fact that I understand what like a spotter does, but like the fact that you'll be working out as well, like that, like again, like how do you know what I'm supposed to be doing?
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
The ad continues. I can travel to most communities, which the word communities is great.
It's weird that he would travel to you
is weird.
in order for them to spot you.
That's correct. I would think that maybe you have the equipment.
Yeah.
Otherwise, but yeah, I guess, well, as far as equipment goes, it says, I have a pass to my gym for you if needed.
Yeah.
Which, and then mask required for some routines. Honestly, a little bit of safety at the end there, which I appreciate. And then the compensation box does reiterate $40 per 2-hour session. So they're not trying to be weird with it. Like, it seems like the money's up front.
I see like no red flags here, actually. This seems fine.
Yeah. I see some. Just in the sense that, like, okay, number one, that gym pass is not going to work every time. You know what I mean? Like, I have been at the front desk of a YMCA for about 28 days, and they do not want you to use it more than a few times before they're like, hey, buddy, you can't just have at least at the YMCA that I worked at, there was like a limit of like two passes a month, two guest passes a month. So if we're actually doing this for real, I don't think you really understand the situation. Also, it seems to me like you don't have any of this equipment, and really and truly, this is we're hanging out at a gym, which again means that I would have to join that gym, or you would have to join my gym, or maybe we're both members of the area YMCA, which is fine. I'm just saying that's one red flag. I don't think you thought this through all the way.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd call this one a red flag, but the fact that he would make me work out, I'm like, I don't.
That's what I mean.
I have to work out. Yeah.
Like at some point he's gonna be like, hey, what the hell are you doing?
I just did 15 push-ups. What are you doing? Just on your phone. It does make you think he's going to yell at you about how hard you're not working out. I do think that this is the Craigslist post that qualifies sort of in the category of, there's other places you can find this, right? Like you could go, for instance, to a gym and slowly and eventually make friends with the people who are there. Right? Yeah. If you're not a monster, for instance.
And I would say, I would even go as far as saying, even if you knew no one there, if you just talk to the other gym rats, they have enough etiquette to know, like, oh, you need help with the, like,
that's true.
You for once. They'll just do it. It's not like you're asking for a big ask there.
But if you did say, hey, can you spot me? And then as you get down on the bench and they're about to lift, you're like, you're it's bringing all the way down to your chest and you can't lift it again. And you say, can you spot me and be my friend? And then
or maybe everyone at the gym is like either like 19 or like 61, and so they're like out of that ideal age.
He's like, I just don't fit in.
They're 19. Yeah, correct. They're like 19, or maybe they're 78. Yeah,
right.
And they're just like, there's just nobody in my demo here of leaner built, friendly, middle-aged, single white male, and athletic and health conscious, and also non-smoker preferably. Are you non-smoker preferably, or am I? So I guess it's maybe this person is dumb. I don't think this person's a murderer. I'm gonna say dumb. I'll say dumb.
I'm gonna say dumb as well, and I'm also gonna go like, this person obviously, just reading this post, I believe they have a hard time making friends.
Definitely.
Just being social or whatever. So I think also just dumb.
Yeah. Aviva, are you in the dumb group?
I would also say dumb.
We could, because you could make a last minute pivot to murder, and we would follow you there.
It's either dumb or murderer.
That's the game. Yeah.
Okay, dumb. Dumb. Yep, not a murderer. Dumb for sure.
We've called people dumb murderers before, but
no, this guy, he's no killer.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have a killer instinct here.
He's not even confident he can lift all that weight.
So we're gonna be okay. So I mean, I don't want to talk to you, but yeah, dumb. Okay, let's move on to post number 2, which is going to be male little person needed. No photos for this picture as well. And I would say there are a few more red flags here. The post begins and it says, looking to hire a male little person for June 16th. This date is past. I certainly hope they found someone, or maybe I don't. Paying $50 an hour. So if you're comparing these two jobs, we're getting more money here. And then it says, sense of humor required. Not a huge fan. No experience necessary. Please email me or call me if interested. Lots of ways to get in contact. That's the post.
Yeah. Immediately, these guys are pieces of shit. Whoever they are. Just like there's immediately like this feeling of like the no sense of humor required line is such a shit line.
It's hard because if this was like advertised as like an acting gig, I'd be like, there's absolutely nothing wrong here.
Sure.
But, you know, when you read the title and they use the term little person, I'm like, okay, there is respect.
They're aware.
They're respectful. They're aware.
Yeah.
It really, like, this could go either way. It could be like if he's just like a prop at their event for some.
Could be okay.
Yeah.
Or
not.
Of course, we're in an or not scenario here, but I think that it's possible that this could be cool. None of the text that would reassure me that it was cool is here in the sense that, like, I would think, let's say this is an acting post and you're like, you might describe one or more of the things that this person is expected to do, when you arrive. And the fact that it's just sort of blanket sense of humor, that's where I sort of think like, all right, so what kind of humor are we talking, fellas?
Right. It's like the humor that exploits how small you are.
Correct.
I would guess. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Just
no, definitely like, it's someone's getting pranked because you're little. What it is. It might be you. This could very well be like, I have a friend, I want you to jump out of a box and scare them.
Right.
To just like, but someone is going to have to be on the butt end of a joke here.
Right.
And it has to do with your stature.
Indeed it does. So, So
or
that's
maybe
less good.
Yeah.
But are they murderers,
I don't think they're murderers.
No.
You think they are?
I think one, they're dumb. I think that's dumb, but I like, maybe I'm reading a little too far into this, but I'm like dumb with the capacity to murder, dumb
with the capacity for things to go terribly wrong. That they plan on putting you in a can and they forgot they put real gunpowder in it,
Oh God.
So
yeah.
It's a gruesome one, but
but
it could be.
I'm thinking dumb capacity to murder. That's what I'm thinking.
Dumb chance of death, whether that's murder or pure negligence. I will say, again, the linchpin of this is sense of humor required, exclamation point for me.
He's yelling it at you about your sense of humor.
Is when it's like, they're going to throw that in your face.
Yeah. Come on. It's a joke.
I know. The fact that they did not disclose details for a good reason.
Because we have run into, we have run into posts where people are like, I need you, to be an actor at a wedding and do something, but in this case, it's just sort of like, I just need you around. Someone's going to point at you pretty bad.
It's probably not like, I hope you have a good sense of humor because we're going to attend a hilarious play together. So get ready to laugh.
Have you seen Step Brothers on DVD?
Yeah. Hope you like Frasier because we're pulling an all-nighter, guys.
Niles is at it again.
I think
again, I wish a lot of things. $50 an hour. How many hours you talking, bud? Do we have a ballpark? That would be nice to know as well. But so I'm also gonna just defer. I'm gonna just be an optimist and say dumb here. But I do agree that something's gonna go wrong. Whether death ensues is to be determined, and I think I would never determine that on my own.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm in the same boat. I think that I definitely dumb. I just because if it was any kind of and I've referenced this one now a couple times, but we had a post about a guy who was planning his brother's birthday at a bar and was looking for a clown and a magician.
And he wanted them both to be bad, which I thought was great.
To be bad at jobs. But the thing is, he explains all of that in the post. It's like
show up, cry at the bar. I'll buy you beer. I don't have money. We get it.
Yeah.
And so it was like, so everyone's already in on on the gag. And so this is like, well, there's a gag to be had, but I'm not giving you contributor to the gag, main contributor to the gag, any of the details.
Yeah, you're really doing all the lifting here.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying definitely dumb. Capacity to murder. I don't know that this is a great human being.
Sure.
I'm just going to say straight up dumb.
Straight dumb.
Straight up dumb?
Yeah.
Straight up dumb.
Straight up dumb. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Wanted to remind you that you can text the podcast anytime you want.
Night or day, whenever the hell you want.
It's fine. It's the number is 470-BAD-JOBS. The actual numbers are 470-223-5627. That's the number.
So yeah, anytime you want. Like I said, middle of the night, whenever. We don't got jobs right now. Whatever's going on with you is going on with us.
I mean, absolutely. Maybe you still have a job and it's like shitty. You can tell us about that. Maybe you don't have a job and it was shitty before.
Maybe you're getting one of those weird temperature forehead checks right now.
For sure.
You want to pull out your phone and just say, you know what, fuck you guys. I'm going to text 470-BAD-JOBS.
470-223-5627 is the number. That is the number. And you can also call us if you want, but I mean, whatever. It's your choice. That's the point here.
Aviva, what's the first job you ever had?
That I ever had? I'm also someone who's had a lot of different jobs.
That's cool.
I tried to write all of them down. I don't think the first job I ever had that I got a paycheck for, and this is even before I could legally work in California, but I still got a real check. I worked as a teacher's aide at my Jewish temple when I was 13.
You got a check?
I got checks.
That's brave of them to pay you. I guess they don't care,
No, they didn't care. But that was the first time I had a job where I got a physical check regularly. And I was about 13.
So okay, how did that start?
How did that start?
You're just smarter than everybody, and they're like, "You should be teaching now."
I think I saw that it was available. I might have asked. I don't know if it's. Don't even. It was so long ago. I don't even remember how it came up, but it was. It was fine. I had a good time. It was an easy after school job, and I would just hang out with some other kid friend of mine who was also a teacher's aide, and we would just laugh and make fun of the teachers, and it was fun. It was a good job. I think it paid $5 an hour, I want to say. Which was not that far below minimum wage at the time.
Yeah.
Because
but it was a good hang.
Yeah, because then my first real job after that, after I was 16, was a grocery bagger for a Gelson's.
Oh, wow.
And I think that paid $5.95 or $6.25. That was the minimum wage at the time, which is is really sad.
Yeah. Well, especially for Gelson's, it's we know everybody. For those who aren't familiar with Southern California, is Gelson's outside of Southern California? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's a bit of a schmancy grocery store.
Yeah.
But so you would think that they would elevate just a touch, even but they don't. They're like everybody else.
Yeah,
it's all minimum. Even now, I've looked at Gelson's in moments of desperation, and it's.
I think we've all looked at Gelson's.
Oh, we've all looked at Gelson's.
I've seen quite a few Gelson's.
Yeah.
That was an interesting job. Yeah,
you were bagging. You say
bagging groceries. Yeah.
Did you? Was this also? Oh, go ahead, Nick.
Well, I was just saying, first and foremost, I just want to backtrack right to the school thing. It's it's so weird that I was just oh, how'd you get set up with that? And you're I just applied. It's just such an ambitious 13-year-old to be it's about time I start working.
Yeah.
I feel if when I was 13, if there was any kind of, it was more of okay, but will there be a Tomb Raider game at the end of this for me? It would be a direct.
Is there a slide?
Yeah. So it's it's weird that you're just kind of doing that. So my question is then with the Gelson's job, was it again just it's time, I'll get a job? Was it that?
Well, I think this is how it happened with the Gelson's job, because my mom would go to this Gelson's as a customer, and I think and when I was 16, I think that this was maybe her motivation. I'm not sure what she was, but I was a bit of a stoner druggie in high school, and I think she brought me the application because I think in her mind she was at least sometimes she'll be at the Gelson's.
Yeah.
But I was definitely doing drugs at Gelson's.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's the one thing we've established on this podcast.
yeah.
Like if you're a teenager who's like who's adrift, putting them in a job with other adults who also probably do drugs.
Yeah, no, that does
It's not
not.
going to set the course, but it doesn't mean that still you won't have structured time, you know.
I did, and I made I made some money, and everyone at Gelson's, smoked a lot of weed, and
Yeah.
I think I did cocaine at Gelson's. I don't know, I probably did.
Yeah.
I think I did meth at a Gelson's. But
I think I killed a man at Gelson's.
but no, I think my mom brought me the application. And she was like, "Gelson's is hiring." I was like, "All right."
Yeah,
Because I was interested in making money.
Yeah. Be a new place to do heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a place to cook bath salts. Do you cook bath salts? Was this Gelson's close to your? Was this your neighborhood Gelson's? Like, did you see your mom in there when you were working?
Sometimes. Well, it was near where I went to high school, which is Pali High in Pacific Palisades on the west side of LA. And yeah, it was like walking distance from my high school. And because like the Palisades is kind of like a ritzy area, I would see a lot of celebrities come in.
Ooh.
I would see Ray Liotta.
Oh my god.
Very
Wow.
often.
Yeah.
He never looked good. He always looked pretty rough.
Did he ever look good?
Yeah. He
No.
always looks at the end of Goodfellas. Like
Exactly. Yeah, Sissy Spacek would come in.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Michael Richards, but this was like before
Before
Laugh
Michael Richards,
Factory.
yeah.
So he was still like showing his face in public at the time.
Yeah.
Who else? Jamie Lee Curtis would pop in there every now and then.
Grab some alfalfa sprouts or whatever.
Sure, she'd get some sprouts.
Yeah,
It was,
you were just like, you know who saw me doing whippets at work today? Jamie Lee Curtis.
yeah.
Yeah. You know who offered me the best cocaine I've ever had in my life? Mark Ruffalo. And this is during his rom-com phase, so nobody knows who he is.
For sure.
How long were you there?
I was there. I mean, when you're like that age, time moves more slowly. It felt like a long time, but I was probably there
Yeah.
a year, like a little over a year, maybe.
Feels like you've lived a whole life.
I know.
You worked there for a summer and you're like, well, I guess I gotta go.
I know. Like, God, I was
yeah.
very different. One year, I'm a different person now. But,
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like I'm starting to feel like Screech in the Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gotta get out of here now.
Right. Oh, man.
So you worked here for a year so you went after school as well. It wasn't like just.
I went after school and I would work on, I'm pretty sure and then I would work on weekends sometimes as well.
And you were just bagging. It was just bagging.
Just bagging, not doing cashier stuff, bagging and then restocking and like helping like old ladies to their car. Oh, and like doing like cart duty, like wrangling all the little carts.
Did any of the I don't know how often you deliver stuff to cars. Did any of the ladies try and tip you or anything?
Oh God. Yeah, they did. Sorry, I just remembered I wrote this like poem about kind of like bagging groceries. I could get it. I think I have it.
Well, wait.
Should I get it?
Get it for sure. 100% you need to get
If
it.
you don't mind. What's up with that cat?
That cat is just chilling.
Chilling.
The
most chill. This cat. That's what cats do, man.
Not all of them.
Yeah,
like there's 2 cats outside of my apartment that get into a fight once a week. Fucking fight, like going, and like and they're not chill. But this cat here,
I think your cats that you're referring to though, those are feral outside cats.
Yeah, could be.
You know what I mean? I think most cats when they're in their element, they're like pretty chill, unless they get the zooms. You know,
I'm doing like they get the zoomies. I'm doing like I saw 2 homeless guys fighting outside. They're not nice. People are not.
That's what I'm saying. Like cats outside, outside city cats, man, they're mean motherfuckers.
Yeah. They're hardened. They're hardened by the streets. And be gross. I feel like people understate how gross cats are, but they're just like, yeah, I'll rip the throat out of a fucking squirrel and bring it to you. I don't care. You like that? I think I'm doing this because you can't.
Yeah,
like,
you're
I don't want
an idiot.
cat. Yeah, just like, yeah, but you couldn't. I killed a squirrel.
You've never even had Reese's Puffs, cats. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. I shake a box and you come running from like 10 miles away.
You think I'm dependent on you?
Yeah. This is just me alone, just yelling, fighting with a cat.
Yeah.
You think you're better than me?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see how your comedy career is going, huh?
Okay, I can't find the poem, but I also can't read a lot of this because it's like too offensive. I like.
Well, just for clarity's sake. So, like, you couldn't find the actual poem that you were looking for, but you found what, violence instead, or whatever thing you found?
I like say some words that you like shouldn't say anymore.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Hey, I thought this would be funny. I'm just super bummed out now.
Oh boy.
That's pretty great. That was a first.
We went from I wrote a poem about a lady that I gave baggage to for my grocery job to I think I just saw a hate crime. Anyway, maybe we should move on, and that's fine. So you left. So what made you leave? So what made you leave Gelson's?
Let me think. When did I leave Gelson's? Maybe I just like wanted some time off for the summer.
Sure. Yeah.
But also not.
Who cares?
Yeah, I think I might have just taken some time off working, and then not that long after that, I got a job at a pizza place called Dagwood's, also on the west side of LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's like 2 locations. It's like in Venice and Santa Monica. It's good. I would say, way more drug use at the Dagwoods than at Gelson's.
Yeah, restaurants are the best place for drugs.
Yeah. Both my managers were drug dealers.
Of course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So they're really stepping it up. Yeah.
Yeah, they were stepping it up. But
kids play.
yeah, Gelson's. Yeah, Dagwoods definitely stepped it up. The Christmas parties were insane at Dagwoods. That's I will say that.
Insane is what you're saying. I mean, I've been to parties that people I worked with, and I thought like, this is a party, You're saying the Christmas party was insane.
Yeah, like snorting laundry detergent.
When I was like, as a 17-year-old girl, I was like, this is crazy. When like now I'd be like, this is fine. Everyone's really wasted, and I should probably get out of here.
Right.
But yeah, just like a. I just remember at the end of the night, like everyone just like circled around and like, cheering on like this like skinny white girl dancing with like the fat like El Salvadorian like cook. And they were like grinding like to music together. And yeah, just like a lot of drugs, a lot of Jello shots. Yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah. There are a lot of people saying out loud, this is the greatest night of my life. Like that kind of party.
Yeah, I definitely remember. This was also like an age when I didn't understand that you couldn't like just drink every kind of alcohol in the same night.
Sure.
So I would get pretty.
Lesson.
Yeah. So I would definitely. I got pretty sick, I think, and I also would like do that and then like smoke weed, which it took me a while to learn that you like just cannot. You can't do that. You just I can't do that.
It's a tough road. Yeah. Well, just crossing the streams, really, in almost any category.
Yeah.
At a certain point, the fruit becomes rotten.
Yeah. I would say, like there are certain people who are built to be able to do that, but I found that they are only built for that.
Yeah. They're not even built for friends.
They're useless in pretty much every other anything in life, any other avenue in life, but they can do that for sure.
Absolutely.
Their internal organs have some sort of like warrior mentality.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they're maybe not so good for showing up on time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nick, carry on.
Okay. So that was we'll say like your first kind of set of jobs, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what would you say is the worst job you've ever had?
Wow. Worst job. This is not. Oh God. Well, this was like. This was both like the most interesting job and the worst job I've ever had, I'd say. This was the job was bad because of one person, and it's usually like some coworker that makes the job horrible, but so this was the weirdest job I've ever had. It was because I went to school for like, like video and film stuff. So that was like my background. And so this was in the Bay Area, and I got a job at a private investigation firm.
Okay.
Really?
And it's like, yeah, and it's like, the job was like video tech or like / editor.
Right.
And
they probably take a lot of footage that they have to like chop up into, usable bits, right?
And
Yeah,
like
and they're like, can you add that?
yeah.
Can you make this
really
wacky,
should've.
Aviva?
yeah. Just a lot of like running in and out of doorways.
This man is cheating on his wife. We need a little goof, though.
Yeah. Could you add in the Scooby-Doo cast chasing him?
No, everyone thought it was like, oh, is it like the show Cheaters? And I'm like, no, it was like a very specific. It was a company where like either insurance companies or lawyers would hire the company. A lot of it was like workers' comp.
Okay.
They would you would film someone at their house or getting out of work or whatever. It's like amazing. You're just like allowed to film people.
Yeah, 100%.
You can spy on people and there's nothing wrong
Yeah, if
with
the
that.
window's open and it's in line of sight, right? Like you can film it.
As long as like,
insane.
there's not some like barrier. As long as there's no barrier you have to like break through, in order to see someone, you can film them. And
Correct.
And so I was editing footage that was like, a lot of the footage was like, oh, is this woman like moving her arm that she said she like allegedly broke or something.
Right.
And so part of the job was I would, ingest the footage, edit it, and like get it ready for clients. But then another part of the job, which is like the weirdest part, is me and another coworker, because they use these minivans to... They had like investigators that would just sit in a van all day and spy on people, but we also had just remote cameras that we would set up in a van and just like it was just fixed on someone's house.
Right.
So me and another guy in the office would drive 2 vans. I would like, put like blackout curtains all in a van, except there was like a little like drop cam, like a, little Wi-Fi camera that you set up in a window, pointed at someone's house. And then I would like attach that to like a car battery to like, so it, and like attach a little hotspot to that. So it all stayed on. And then we would drive away and then I would just spy on them from the office, be like, hello.
Right. You're watching the live feed. Right.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so that was a big part of the job. The office was like very mundane. I mean, the boss was very like Michael Scott-ish.
Yeah.
In that he would like try to do pranks, but they weren't that funny. They weren't even pranks. I remember one day he like burst into my office. He was like, why did you break my, and he was Filipino, and he was like, why did you break my like precious family Filipino heirloom? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, why did you break my family heirloom? And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And it was just like a broken vase. It was like already broken. And
then he was just like, gotcha. It was already broken.
And everyone in the office is just like, what are you talking about?
He was like, anyway, no, I'm just fun. And anyways, there's this guy who lied about a hurt back. He's at a barbecue. Can you get him?
Yeah. No, but it was crazy. I mean, they did catch crazy things on camera for sure. Like there was one. I mean, and sometimes they would catch people doing things beyond what they were just investigating them,
Sure.
We caught like this cop that was like buying heroin like almost every day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Every day.
And he would have his like 3-year-old daughter in like the car with him, and he kept going to this like heroin dealer's house, and it was like really weird. It was weird.
Cool,
no, it was like really bad.
And that's just on the side. You caught him doing that.
And then you were just like, we're just gonna file that away.
Yeah, and then like the real police got, but it was pretty crazy. Or like anyway, but there was this one. The reason why it was bad, because the job, it was bad because it was like the office was. It was right by the Oakland airport. My office had no windows. It was like in the most generic business park, which is just depressing to begin with. But I had this one coworker who, first time you meet her, you just think like, oh, she seems nice. But like, just like, fuck, she would just say the craziest stuff at work. She was like super conservative. And like, I didn't really like, I think now I would have maybe known how to like deflect some of the things she would say now, but she just like made she would just insert like the craziest like conservative ideas into my, I'm just like trying to work, and she'd be like, I remember one day, and this was like every day for months, and so it was just kind of building, like, this is just an example, like, this, like, mailman came in one day who's, like, a black guy, just, like, he's just, like, he seems, I mean, I don't know this person, but he seems very nice.
He's doing his job, and he's doing it
his
okay.
Job.
Yeah.
He drops off some mail, and then he goes on his way, and she turns to me, she's like, she's like, you know, I've never met a black person that I've trusted.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, what? And she would just say these things, and I was like, it's like hard to even know how to respond. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you mean like you go to a florist and there's like a nice black like person like selling you flowers and you like don't trust them?
And also like how old is this person at that time?
She was like, at the time she was probably like 22, 23.
Wow.
And she was Mormon.
Okay.
Yeah, she was Mormon.
We're piecing things together.
Yeah, and she was Latino. She's not like white, but still like, you know.
And she just gets, she's like, she sees the mailman and then he leaves and she looks at you. She's like, now's the time to say this.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That reminds me.
I know. And she like,
I have a to-do list. Trust one black person.
It was like always something every day. Or like one time I walked in the office, she was like so excited. She was like, oh, Aviva, I have to like show you something. She's like, I have to show you. And she ran over to my desk and she showed me a picture of like an aborted fetus. Okay. And she was like, look, it like has fingernails. And she like got excited because I guess she was excited to like prove that abortion is wrong or something. And I was like, you can't show me this. Like you can't. This is like really unprofessional, and you just like cannot run my. And I kept going to my boss, like the little like Filipino guy, and I'd be like, this is fucked up. And like she's saying, and he'd be like, she's young, like she's okay,
sure.
Yeah.
And this guy like,
your mailman's in danger.
Yeah.
you know,
your boss is too busy being like, hey, did you kill my uncle who's been dead for 10 years?
You know. And she was also like super into guns, which was just like another layer.
Yeah.
And she was like super into guns and would just like say these like weird things. And she was like, and then I remember one day, because I was already just kind of freaked out by how she was. And she was like, Aviva, where do you live? And I was like Oakland. And she was like, no, like, what's your exact address? And I was like, oh God, like why are you asking me that? And she just became like this presence that I was like, I like don't want to work here anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Okay. Wait. So just want to clarify. Did she ever get your address? Were you able to rebuff the ask?
I think I gave her my full address because in that moment I was like, well, I don't want her to think I don't trust her, which I didn't. I should not have done that. And then I would like,
especially because you work for a private event. Like this woman has every tool that she could use if she so desired to want you, you know?
Yeah. And I felt so bad. And then, so in our office, it was me, her, and this guy, Derek. And Derek was like the nicest guy. And I would confide in Derek, and I'd be like, she just says like all these horrible things, and I like can't take it anymore. And Derek was like the nicest person.
Go Derek.
And at one point, I was like telling Derek about how much this was stressing me out, and Derek started crying because he felt so bad that I was like, you know, that I had anxiety about the whole experience. And he was like, I wish there was like more I could do to like, I was like, it's okay. Like, it's, you know.
Yeah, it's like, you're like, she's got guns. What do you want us to do? Don't worry. Like we're shit out of luck with her.
I know. And Derek
She's
was so
always
nice.
packing.
Yeah. Me and Derek were doing a ride once where we were like, you know, dropping off a spy van somewhere. And Derek was like, Aviva, I like have to confess something to you. And I was like, what? And he was like, I feel so awful. And I was like, what? And he was like, me and my girlfriend got a gym membership for like a year, and I haven't been going for 10 months, and I just feel so horrible lying to her about it. And I was like, that's fine. It's like not a big deal. But he was like a very emotional guy. Anyway, I was like, it's fine. He was like, I just know she has like trust issues. And I was like, it's fine. It's like not a big deal at all.
Yeah.
But
what was she going though? Was she going to the gym?
Neither of them were going. I don't know. But
That sounds like a normal gym membership, honestly.
I know. I was like, Jarek, it's not a big deal. And towards the end, like towards the end of the job, she was just like, continuing to like be crazy and say her crazy shit. And then Derek also had, and this is not to shame anyone with like visible herpes or like open, but Derek, and it's a very small office, but Derek had like, active oral herpes that was just like, and we were like sharing equipment and like again, this is not to shame anyone, but it was just like another thing where I was like, it's just like another spike in my anxiety because I'm a little like, a bit of a hypochondriac in some ways, and I was like, I gotta get out of here.
It is contagious, it is a contagious thing.
Sure. So
it's also just like that sucks. That sucks for him, and you're not trying to knock him for it.
Not at all.
But it's like, okay, where does Aviva go to feel safe anywhere in this job? It's just like, I get really nervous about using my friend's equipment, like the oral stuff around my mouth.
Right.
For these reasons, I cannot talk to my coworker because she's constantly throwing dead babies at me. So I guess I'll get into my van and go spy on strangers. Like,
I know.
Where do you go for peace here?
And then there was like another guy who was like really into karate, and like he would just like talk about it all the time.
Wait, was he into karate, or did he just want to talk about like
he would do?
Did he know karate? Is my question.
He knew karate, and he talked about karate.
Okay. Because sometimes those two are not the same thing.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go to my prankster boss.
I know.
Fighting him. What is this? This sounds like purgatory.
It was like
what's that on your shirt?
Yeah.
It was hellish. And then so they are a national company, so this was like
a branch or whatever.
Yeah, this was like the Alameda branch, and so I called headquarters and I was like, I have to like tell you what's going on because I like feel bad. And she was like, my jaw's on the floor right now. I feel like I'm forgetting some of the stuff this girl said because she.
Don't worry,
like,
we're gonna double back.
Okay, because I was like telling her about everything that happened, and she was like, my like jaw is on the floor right now. This is crazy. And like, I'm so sorry.
You're saying you killed this man's family? You're saying you broke his vase?
Yeah. You're gonna double back. You're like, oh no, there was a guy who only wore a clown outfit every day too. It's like always like another weird thing.
No, but she was like, you're free to go, and we're also gonna like pay you a chunk of money just because this sounds like it was pretty horrible. And then I went on my way. I was probably there for like 7 months or something.
How did you get involved? How did you fall
get
into
the job?
This? Yeah,
Craigslist.
Yeah. Baby. Because it can be a gold mine, and it can be the keeper of despair. Yeah.
So true.
There's some hits, there's some misses.
I've gotten good jobs off Craigslist.
Yeah, but it's the thing is like, if you can, really sift, if you do a little sifting, like you can get the right stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. How long did you say you were at that job for?
I want to say 7 months. Yeah.
7 months.
Yeah.
And it sounds like outside of.
I want to say 7 months. It was 7 years.
They wouldn't let us keep clocks on the walls, so I don't know how long. There was a cot that I would sleep on sometimes. I have no idea.
Or the van.
Yeah. There was a single drop of water that kept coming down. It started to drive me mad.
So I counted those. So we had about 6,000 of those. That's when.
Yeah.
No, but it's funny because you think of like a private investigation place in it, but then like you think of it as like trench coat and like, floppy hat or I don't know what you were imagining.
I'd love to see a floppy hat.
Yeah.
But like we also like as an office had like a beach volleyball day where we all like, it was like a team bonding experience.
Just the 5 of you?
Yeah, where like you'd go out and horrify everyone else on the beach.
Just like gun girls just like taking out like her 6 shooters.
Shooting the ball.
Shooting the ball. The prankster guy's just like, we've lost the ball.
Yeah. Derek, we're down by 3. Can you stop crying, please? Just want to win the game.
This one guy's just fucking
you.
chopping that lady in the neck because he's just trying to get her with the. So wait, but was that a bigger company? Was it like a corporate event, or was it just your office?
It was just like 6 of us at like Half Moon Bay, like a little beach volleyball day.
Oh my god! Your boss is just like, someone parked my car on the beach. Who was it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man, every prank, we know who did it, sir. And it's not even a good prank. Someone untied my shoes.
Yeah, one time he also burst into the office. He was like, "Who made fun of Vanessa for her stomach hurting?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Who made fun of Vanessa for her stomach issues?" We were like, "No one. What are you talking about?"
He was like, because someone wrote a lot of jokes on these cue cards last night about.
Yeah, it really sounds like he is always coming in midstream.
Yeah.
Like
he's always kind of like
he's
crackly
riffed.
laughing. He's like,
Yeah.
someone did.
Yeah, he had a long riff session with himself, and then he brought the last thing he thought of at the end of that riff session. Like, what if somebody brought cookies to the office, but instead there was gum in every cookie. But also, if you dipped them in milk, the milk was green. And what if water was green? And like, hey, I didn't know St. Patrick's Day is the thing he says to you. You're like, the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, so,
a lot of dudes like that.
What a bonkers place.
Yeah.
What a wacky place to work at.
It's wild.
So, but you Craigslist, do you remember like the interview, I would guess that one of your hopes with video production is kind of like a bit of a hands-off thing of like, hey, we're going to do stuff and we're going to just need you to just like be alone and make some cuts,
Right.
Like that's what I would think you would hope is going to happen.
The interview was fine. I interviewed with like a recruiter who was like at their like
right, someone totally different. Yeah,
who was a very nice guy at like their headquarters in like Sacramento.
Yeah.
And
he's like, it'll probably be cool.
Yeah, he still works there. I just congratulated him on his work anniversary.
Oh, nice. On LinkedIn. Nice.
Yeah, and yeah,
clearly
that was
been doing a stellar job recruiting the right people.
I know. And then I interviewed with the boss man in Alameda, and it was fine. He was like, I didn't sense any red flags at the time.
Of course, it's an interview,
Yeah.
If he asks some questions, you're like, I will answer some.
I was like, I can get here in 10 minutes from my house, and like they have parking, and this seems fine.
Yeah.
The interview process, no red flags.
Sure, but they began to sort of appear,
unfold. Yeah.
So
you can see like a giraffe walking by in the background or whatever other ridiculous thing was happening.
So Kooky Gal, Kooky Scary Gal, she also revealed herself over time.
Yeah, because she's like a very, she like looks like Vanessa Hudgens. She's like a very pretty, nice seeming girl, and then just like would, share a lot of strange views, and that's what made it bad for the most part. Other than the fact that the nature of the job, like I didn't feel great about, like spying on people. Or, like,
right? Did you ever get caught? Did you or anyone ever get caught or seen doing these things?
Some of the investigators did, but then like
because they're a separate team. Like you do the setup, and they're the ones who are like sitting in the van or whatever.
Yeah, they're like in their van with like an Xbox, just like hanging out all day.
Right.
But, I surprisingly didn't hear about too many people actually getting caught, because the investigators would do crazy stuff. Like, it would be like the person being, like, surveilled. Like, the investigators would, like, join their workout class and, like, have a little camera attached to them.
Oh,
and, like,
wow. Okay.
Yeah, they were really going undercover.
Got it. Because, again, they're covering workers' comp. So it's like, I'm trying to figure out this guy's a limp.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I felt bad because I'm like, even if someone's lying about workers' comp, I don't care.
Yeah,
they should get money. Yeah, they take advantage. Like,
this is why you're paying so much for insurance. Also, is because you're paying for fucking private investigators for every claim.
Yeah.
I'm just like, is this guy's finger fucked up? Let's get a van. Let's get 2 vans, 5 staffers.
Yeah.
And a guy who likes karate on the case. Do they pay okay?
No.
Really?
I think it was $14 an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, and there was a job I did after that? No, should we still talk about this job? We can.
Well, I'll listen to you talk about this job all day. I'm
sure,
like,
whatever you want.
Taking in what's going on. So it's like, okay, what was the do you know generally how everyone else felt about each other? Like you sound very much like Spider-Man talking about every one of your individual villains, but how do they feel? Like, how does Karate Guy feel about ultra-conservative Vanessa Hudgens? Or you know, did you ever get? Sounds like Derek is like.
Did people like this guy's pranks?
Yeah. How's their interactions?
Everyone in the office was exhausted by the pranks. Everyone was like,
okay, good. Very good.
And nobody appreciated the conservative views, but I think I'm also just like was like more sensitive. I also like was in an office with her. It was me,
physically.
her, and Derek. Yeah, physically, whereas they didn't have to be. And like the karate guy and the like gun of conservative girl, they had like a little flirty thing going on. But like everyone else,
they could protect each other from short or long range.
Yeah, she was married though. But
she was married. Okay, yeah.
I mean, it was like, you know, work flirty kind of thing. And then everyone in the office, for the most part, I think like moderate to liberal, and everyone was like, she's young, and I was like, well, this is like she's like saying some crazy stuff to me that you guys aren't hearing. And but for the most part, like people were able to kind of deflect that energy. Derek was affected by her. Derek was like, I don't know what to do, I'm like so overwhelmed,
constantly weeping.
A lot of tears from Derek. Yeah, Derek was a kind soul.
And on top of this, he's living a lie. You know, he's living a lie. 10 months of no gym.
He's just like, I don't have abs. Jesus.
Like this lady is just like, you know, the mayor of San Francisco works for ISIS, you know, and he's just like, and he's just sweating, just thinking like, I haven't been to a like a workout class in 3 months right now. How long am I going to keep this up?
Aviva, what's a dip? I got to know what a dip is.
She was like, I mean, everyone in the office, I don't know. Yeah, that kind of sums it up. And then there was like one girl who was like the social media investigator, where you just like scour people's social media.
Right.
And she was great. No notes. She did nothing wrong.
Mostly quiet. Yeah.
Just doing her job.
But she did not share a physical space with you.
No, she had her own office.
She had her own office.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Wow. So she was kind of a bigwig.
I think it was just the way the office was laid out. She had like, it was like a little closet area.
Okay.
But it was her own space. Which
which is way
really
better.
Nice.
I'll take I will. This is the thing that people, no one, I don't think no one's really officially said or discussed in the like open office post-COVID. Give me a fucking closet. I will take whatever small amount of space you have over anything where someone can interrupt me all 100%. Day, every day.
Yeah, definitely.
Or in the case of what's up?
You gotta have somewhere to retreat to a little bit.
Somewhere to retreat to. And again, just somewhere that you are safe from the barrage of this Mormon person just turning to you and just saying the craziest shit. Like it's just wait for me to be in the break room, you know, and then you can say the crazy shit to me.
Yeah. I know.
But I am working right now.
And I guess this was like, I think this was like maybe in 2015 to 16. So I guess like, you know, Trump was running and like, I guess people were a little more politically minded and talking about things more. But I also don't like walk into a room and just like, you know,
let's talk
shout
about
out my like, you know, I'm not like trans women and I'm just like, I'm just not going to like introduce that into like, you know.
Yeah. Let's talk about the primary.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
weird.
well, wow. Aviva, before we kind of wrap anything up, we always make sure to ask like 3 questions to make sure we covered kind of most things as far as this job goes. And it's clear that we've got a deep well here, so we may just have to double back on some Aviva work history in the future.
Yeah.
But for this worst job, we talked sort of about how you quit, but like, when were you done and how did you quit? So like, was there a moment you're like, this is it, I got to get out of here? And how close was that to actually pulling the plug?
Well, I kind of tried to, and the job just did like cause me to have like emotional distress. And so I would go into the boss's office and I was like trying to like, I wasn't immediately like, I'm quitting. I was like, you know, I'm like having a hard time and I just think I need like some time away.
Yeah,
and he's just like, yeah, I'm having a hard time getting all these phony snakes into this can.
And I think I like probably used the word. I was like, I think I'm like depressed, and he was like, just like go to the park and take a shower and like come back next. And I was like, okay. I was like, you're not hearing me. Yeah.
I always go to the park showers.
Yeah, he's like, do you want a gift card to Texas Roadhouse? I was like, no, I think I need to get out of here.
They've got amazing rolls.
Oh, this guy is killer, man. Your boss is quite the gym.
No, it wasn't until he was upset that I left too. I also like kind of and then I talked to like one of the heads of the company, heads of HR, which is like the woman who's like, my jaw's on the floor and we're really sorry. Mm-hmm. And she was like, we're going to like come in and do some like additional training based on everything you've told us. Cause like this office sounds weird.
Mm-hmm. How do they not know that? Like I guess that's the thing that blows my fucking mind. And part of it is they don't care. Like I know they don't care. But like if you're this person's not even just immediate supervisor, but like if somebody has to talk to this manager who loves pranking, right?
Yeah.
And somebody has to be like, this fucking guy's insufferable.
Totally.
Right? I just don't want to replace him, and I get that. They're lazy fucks.
This like boss manager, like the woman I talked to, they had kind of like were at the beginning of the company together, so she was like very familiar with him, and she was like, he was an investigator for a long time, just became a manager. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay.
And she was like, I'm really sorry.
He's gone. Things have gone downhill. Got it.
Yeah. And so she was really apologetic. And I think it wasn't until I like called her that I was like, I need to get out of here and tell you everything that happened. And she was like, she understood everything. Mm-hmm. And then the boss was, I was like leaving or doing my last 2 weeks or whatever. And he was like definitely giving me like the cold shoulder up until I left, because I think he knew that I'd kind of like ratted him out
being shitty at his job.
Yeah.
And I remember when I left, because him and like Karate Man, and they would always like go for drinks in like downtown Oakland after work. And like I don't always want to just get drinks with my coworkers. Sometimes I just want to leave
all the time.
/ almost never. Want to get drinks with my.
Absolutely. And so he'd be like, oh, you want to get, sometimes after work, he'd be like, oh, you want to get drinks with us, but we're going to like whatever. And I'd be like, oh, maybe next time. And I remember I was like leaving on my last day, and I was just trying to be friendly. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll like get a drink with you guys sometime in the future. And he was like, I know you won't. And I was like, okay, goodbye. And so, I don't think he was happy with me when I left. But
he was like, it's not like we could anyways, because someone burned down that bar last night.
It's right fucking there, Dave. We can all see it. It's walking distance.
Yeah. So I was happy to get
Someone
out of
put sprinkles on my wing.
Yeah, the lady you were telling her stuff to, she was like, yeah, we've done some investigating. Whatever you do, don't shake his hand when you leave. You'll get electrocuted. He's got a weird little ring on there. Don't smell the flour on his chest, on his chest pocket. Water comes out.
Wow. So you just sort of drifted away. It was time. So I guess question number 2 is then what's one good thing you would say you took from that very bad job?
Good thing. I would say, it's one of those jobs where it is just fun to like tell people about it. It's like just the novelty of being like, I worked at a public or a private public investigation.
I want to go to a public investigator.
Yeah.
Just like out in the open with a big, like one of those,
I'm watching everybody.
They have those old Victorian cameras you have to put under the hood.
Yeah. Ka-choof, when like the bulb explodes.
Gotcha, buddy. And you knew I was here.
Yeah, and I think I got your soul.
It's a public investigator.
But just it is fun to be like, I work, for this private investigation place, and I spy on people. It's not like an experience everyone has experienced, so it is, the novelty of it is something I feel like
it's a conversation starter.
It's a conversation starter.
If you so desire.
Something unique about my work history for sure, but
absolutely.
So conversation. Just a little conversation. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in line at Starbucks and somebody's just like, tell me a story.
I mean, a lot of Filipino people work there, so I did like try Filipino spaghetti for the first time, and that was good.
There
What's
you
the
go.
story behind Filipino spaghetti?
You make it with like ketchup and like banana sauce. And it's like a sweet spaghetti, and there's like
Okay.
hot dogs in it. It's
Hell
good.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I thought, it was good.
That was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Getting just sloppy with some spaghetti. Okay, well, question number 3, not related to that bad job, is, we've had a bit of a pandemic, still in a bit of a pandemic. Sort of a general check-in, like how you doing? Any new like worldviews or perspectives since this has begun? It's just a general kind of whatever.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was lucky this year because I was collecting unemployment, speaking of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really nice. So my worldview is I would like to just collect money from the government forever and not work anymore.
Yeah, it'd be a cool time. Yeah.
I am working right now, but I would like to just take money from any source that would just give it to me without, effort. And
Yeah.
so that was cool.
That's the byline of this podcast, pretty much.
Yeah. Any other worldview changes? Not really. I don't know. I guess I don't know. No, not really. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It can be as shallow or as deep as you desire. In this case, it's the deep pockets. The deep, deep pockets of the feds. Well, Aviva, where can people find you on the internet if you care to be found?
You can find me at Livin' La Viva Loca on Twitter. And you can find me at Livin' Aviva Loca on Instagram because that other one was taken on there. And
they beat you to the punch.
Yeah, they did. And you can come to Cult Comedy on Fridays for now. Until I don't know what's gonna happen in LA
until they shut it down.
Yeah.
It's where on Fridays?
It's in the back room of a really great cafe called Cafe Tropical in Silver Lake.
Tight.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we'll make sure to share all of that in the show notes as well. So just scroll up or scroll down, whatever app you're in, that's where it is. Aviva, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a treat.
This was great.
Thanks for having me.
And fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a good time, don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, leave a review, 5 stars, 4 stars. You can give less stars, but don't do that. I mean, you can, but just text us. It's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You can just let it out, Get mean. We're here for you. Okay, that's it. Bye for now. Fuck this place. We're here for you.